Hello. Obviously, as I know you guys mainly watch this again for friends, this is me talking over Muggsy. Now, I would like to point out there's a few things about this fight that make it a lot easier. Um, Raid size doesn't really matter because you're seeing this. We did it with half a pug on ults, and the same principle still comes out at the end. So, firstly, you need to split yourself into three groups. One group does not go into the prisons that you get with the Gladio goons, and two groups do. This is important for soaking the rocket as well because you can rotate. Now, I will say on top of that, if you know full well that your DPS is a little bit behind and you're going to get two full sets of mines into rocket as well as two full sets of Gladio goons in the prisons, you can pick which side you start. Me in particular, I like starting on the goons just because we have a way of pushing the boss a bit quicker, which I will go into a bit of detail for you. So that set in mind, I hope you enjoy this, and I'll talk you through as we do it. It's quite a long fight, but a lot of it is repeated. But yeah, it just makes life a bit easier. Right, so as we start with, as you can see, we've got the boss up the top of the room. The 4 markers on the prison side, or the dirt side, as people call it, if you think dirt and metal. So no one lusts. You save that for the intermission and last phase, as always. But we pull the boss back. People are preset in position, so there's no moving around needed, and then the prisons come in. Group 1 is always on star. Group 2 is always on the middle bit, which is moon. We had some pugs. They didn't quite put it right. And inside, we've got about 3-4 people. You don't need much more than that, to be honest with you. And that means everyone else can stay DPS in the boss. Things to think about those DPS in the boss. You want people that are ramping classes like DKs and things like that, so they can just keep pushing. As you saw with the prisons, everyone gets knocked back towards the middle, so it leaves the back of it. And the tank mechanic, the boss is pulled to the top, so that the tank can just run around the top with the gold, and no one else gets in the way. Ice comes in, people move behind the wall, everyone else stays DPS in, we pull the boss back a little bit. Frontal comes in, stay still, plant your feet. If you have it, everyone else just move out the way a little bit, dodge stuff. Pretty simple. Once that's done, you move to the other side. Now, if you move down towards this little line here, as soon as you come over, he actually spawns 2 ads on this side, and one is there straight away, so you can just start cleaving. And it gets rid of 1 ad immediately. The next thing coming in will be the mines. Now, depending on raid side, depends on how many you get, but you want a pre-existing list of who pops what when. So here I had our Boomkin doing one straight away. He pops it, they go in. I then pop one, we then select that one, and then we get someone straight into the next one afterwards to select that. While that's going on, we move the boss down to the other end, and we get the rocket. Now, depending on how you want to do it, it doesn't really matter. I had the people that were going into the prisons soaking the first one. Again, there's a reason why that you'll see coming up if you get them all. Tank line, person stand still, everyone else move out the way. DPS to rocket add. Person with big circle just move back. And again, person with frontal stays still, everyone else just move out the way. You don't really need to force anything. It's min max and DPS. Just pop a personal if you've got the frontals on you. And then we swap back to the other side. So, same thing again with the changes. Everyone obviously has to move over for him to change. Group 2 is blue in the middle, and group 1 is to the outer side, which is circle. Boss stays more middle while everyone's doing their prisons to get more DPS out of it. And then everyone goes to the prisons, and as you'll see, I'll pull the boss down. Now, not everyone went into the prisons this time. Again, it's a pug, but it wasn't really needed. They have like 70 mil HP. You can send like 3 people in, and that's it, and just optimize DPS on the boss. Frontal comes in, which you meant to be the boss a bit further down. I just didn't because I saw that they weren't killing the ad in time. And then you just get the little frontal. So, similar thing again. People get ice, everyone else moves out of the way, but you want to leave a little gap between the prisons as well, so people can sneak behind like this, otherwise you can end up dying from it. Nice and easy, straight back in, frontal comes in, person with the frontal pops a cooldown, DPS is away, carries on like there's no tomorrow, and then you move over. Now, earlier I had the people taking the prisons, taking the first rocket, so you can see which is down on X. We bring the boss over to here, and we get the next set of mines coming in as well, because our DPS is a little bit behind here, but still higher than where it should be. Same thing again. Mine comes in, Boomkin to the left, straight into it, takes it. We soak. I think I got the mage to take his instead of me because they weren't near me, and then I think I just run into the last one. Yeah. There you go. Now, we thought we could push the boss here, but he's casting the rocket. So as this is coming in, we take it over to the side, and group 3, who were not going in the prisons, now soaks this. You need 5 people to do it, otherwise you blow up, but there's a reason for it because of the debuff you get. With the charges, you want to try and bait him more towards the middle. Again, pugs don't really listen. So you go left, you go right, and then you go left again. This is where you optimally want to lust. If you get the rocket, wait until the rocket's done, and then when everyone's back on the boss, lust. Otherwise, do it then. The third one is the one that hurts the most, but as long as the boss is more centralized, it's a lot easier. And as you can see, I've already got 2 markers to the right, the diamond and the green, which I'll explain in a second. Then you go into stage 2, where obviously he gets everything and he lusts himself. This is where you get mines. 2 of them blow up straight away. So I'm still on one, just blowing it up. And I got the Boomkin to blow his one up straight away. The other 2, you can CC. You can root them, you can stun them, you can cyclone them, stuff like that. You do not want them to move. So the people that get the ice here can go behind and block them. Now this person here didn't, and they tried to kill me, so I just let them die. So you can see that. Vicious, but ultimately it's better for you to sacrifice yourself and die than anything else. Then you get the 2 new prisons coming in. I think only 2 people got in the green one. 3 people, sorry. Doesn't really matter. It's the same thing again. And when they kill it, they want to get brought out to the middle. This is where the 3rd rocket comes in. It goes over both the prisons. This is because the people in the prisons obviously had the first one, so their debuff is gone. Bit of low healing here, so I end up dying, but it's fine. Like, there's nothing to worry about at this point. The boss is pretty much dead. You cleave down the last 2 ads, and the last mine from what you had frozen, just soak it. This is the point you want to soak it before he summons more, because the longer it's up, the more it will run at you. So we've got frontal, tank line and that, and someone's cutting this around, and you'll see they just get hit by it because they can't see it. And then me and a mage try and take this one in Narnia. Fine if one hits the floor, not an issue. You get the frontal again because it's the bloodlust phase, and then you hit this part, which is the last mechanic you ever deal with, where he just spawns loads of mines. So everyone stay close. He spawns the mines, everyone just run away in a direction. Just leave them where they are, CC them, slow them down. Doesn't matter, just kill the boss. If you can't get past that, you'll get iced again, and then you have to try and kill him. But by that point, it's pretty much over. But hopefully this helps you. Obviously, if you've got any questions, by all means, ping it away. I'm more than happy to have a chat and that about it. But I'll put a raid plan in the comments section for it as well. This boss is very scripted. It's very similar to what you do on both sides, but you want to make sure that you're leaving as much space as you can for P3. And ultimately, once you got the DPS to kind of push him a little bit at certain points, you're fine. Even if you do all the mechanics for the second time on a mine side or a prison side, and you have to push him over again, as long as you push him in before the mines or the prisons come in, there's not a worry in the world. Honestly, he's more than easy for it, but it's just min-maxing where you put the DPS, because a lot of time you just end up with downtime waiting for DPS to come out of prisons and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Otherwise, send me a message. Ciao.